Hey John, welcome to Horsehead Bookends for another Gaming Friday. Today we are going to be doing a quick playthrough and review of Heat Pedal to the Metal by Days of Wonder. Heat is a 1 to 6 player racing game where you actually lay down cards to determine your speed to make your race car go around the track, at the same time mitigating your engine's heat so it does not spin out. The more heat that you generate, the more those heat cards get put into the deck, meaning you can do less and less until you remove the heat cards from the deck. The game has 4 boards, all different, and they also have an advanced mode, which we're not really going to look at now, where you can actually custom your car, and it also has different weather conditions. But right now, we're just gonna take a look at the game. We're gonna play through a few rounds. I'll show you how it's played. I'm not gonna teach you how to play the game because there are plenty of other videos out there that can do a way better job of what I can do. So let's head over to the table, let's take a look at it, and then we'll come back here and talk about it. Okay, here we have Heat set up for a 3-player game. I'm just have the camera back out here so you can see everything. Here are the player boards, and you have the main racetrack up top, USA. All the cars are up top. I will focus in on that part of the board as we play out. I will also focus in on the player boards. I do apologize in advance if you hear some low rumbling in the background. It's my dryer. I tend not to have it run when I film, but I just had to today. Let's take a look at the player boards. Okay, here is the player board for Heat. On the right hand side, you actually have your shift token and what gear you're in, first, second, third, and fourth. Here is your starting deck, which consists of 15 cards, all different speeds, and these are stress cards, which makes you draw extra cards to boost your speed. You do start with 1 heat card in your deck. Now once you have heat cards in your hand, you cannot discard them. That's what this little trash can with the X over it means. There are other ways you can get rid of them once they're in your hand, including cooldowns, which you'll notice up here, and you'll also notice down here. In the middle are the extra heat cards that you do add to your deck as it gets reshuffled, and over here on the right is your discard pile, which actually keeps getting shuffled back into your draw pile when you run out of draw cards. There are 9 total phases for the game. They are listed up top, and they're very self-explanatory. Phase 1 and Phase 2 happen simultaneously between all players. It's where you determine where your shifter is going to go. You can move it 0 spaces, 1 or 2 up, or 1 or 2 down. When you move it 2 spaces up or down, you do take heat. The way you take heat is you take 1 of the heat cards from the center deck and you put it in your discard pile. When your discard pile gets shuffled up, it goes back into your draw pile. Pretty easy. Once you determine the speed of your card, that's exactly how many cards you can play, from 1 to 4. You will lay them out and everyone else does it. Then you all reveal. The car who is in first place goes first. They move their card, how many speed points you have. Like for that one example, would be 3. You move that around the track. After that, you check to see if you're in last place. If you do, you get an adrenaline boost, which lets you move 1 extra, which adds 1 speed to your total, and it gives you a cooldown. Next is your cooldown and your heat, especially for your boosts. The boosts are over here in the corner. You can boost at the cost of 1 heat, or you can cool down, meaning you can take heat that is in your hand. I don't have any cards in my hand right now, and put them to return them to the top of the heat pile. Next is slipstream. If you are behind or next to a car at the end of your turn, you can actually move up 2 spaces. Next part is if you are going around a corner, and we'll look at those on the board. If your speed is greater than the corner you're going around, you need to pay the difference in heat. Then finally, you discard your cards and you draw 7 new cards. Let's take a look at the board. Alright, so here is the main board for Heat. Sorry about this light, it's coming through the window. I cannot get it fixed. Anyway, all the starting cars are up in the corner here. I don't know if you can see them. Also, you can see the number on the corners. That's how much speed you need to have as you're going around the corners. Up here, it tells you exactly what you need to know about the racetrack, how many heat cards you start with, how many of the stress cards you start with, and how many laps you're going. Right now we're doing 2 laps, so that's what we're gonna do. But we're not gonna do 2 laps right now. We're just gonna play through a few rounds, and we're gonna see how it's gonna go. So right now I'm gonna deal out 7 cards to everyone. We're gonna select the speed, we're gonna select what gear we're gonna be in, and we're gonna get started. Alright, so I have the 7 cards for the gray car. And as you can see on the board, which you can't tell from the video, on the board, which you can't tell originally, is that there are little numbers next to the track to show you how many spaces you have until you hit the first corner. And the starting track, we have 12 spaces. So we're gonna look through our cards right here, and we're gonna see what we have. Like, we have a lot of high number points. We do have a heat card in our hand, which isn't that great. So let's move it up. Just move it up 1 so you don't have to pay any heat. We're gonna take these 2 and we're gonna play them face down. Just like that. And now we're gonna move over to the next. Now we have the red player's card. Now when you play, they don't know how many they're gonna be. So let's see if we can get into that corner. We know we're 12 away. We have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But, you know what? We're going to move up 2, generate heat because we're moving up 2 spaces, and we're going to play 3 cards. Let's do this 3. We're going to do this 4, and we're going to do another 3. Let's see what they got. So they have all speed cards. So let's see if we can get right before the turn. So we're going to go 5, 9, 10, 11. And we're 12 away. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go up 2 spaces. We're going to generate heat. And we're going to put the 5, the 4, and a 2 face down. Alright, so let's reveal. And let's see how the cards are going to move. We have... everyone has played their cards, they flip them over. Gray goes first. They have a speed of 8, so we're going to move their car 8. So gray moves up 8. Now we go through the rest of the statuses. They're not in last place. They can use a boost if they want, but I don't want to chance a boost if they turn... Well, they're 4 away. So they're not going to be... You know, we're not going to boost for now. We're just not going to boost for now. All right. They also can't slipstream. They didn't go around a corner. So what we do is we're going to take those cards, put them in the discard pile, and then we're going to draw back up to 7 cards. Alright, next up is red. They revealed 10, so we're going to move them 10. So they are down very close to the corner. Are they in last place? No, so they do not get adrenaline. Can they boost or do a cooldown? They can boost, but I'm not going to boost them right now because I don't want to draw a higher card and go into this corner at too high a rate of speed because we'll be paying for it a lot in heat. So they are officially done. They can't slipstream and they didn't go into a corner, so they will discard and they will draw back up to 7 cards. Alright, now finally green. It's green's turn to go. They have a speed of 5, 9, 10, 11. So that's going to put them right in first right now. Are they in last place? No. Can they boost? They can, but they don't want to in case they pull too high of a card and go into this corner because they'll be paying for it in heat. They can't do a cooldown. They can't slipstream. And they cannot, we're not going to a corner. So they discard their cards and they draw back up to 7. So now it's going to start again. You determine what your shift position is going to be. And then you select the cards. Alright, so all the cards are selected. gray is staying in position in second gear, red moved down to second gear, and green is staying in third gear. Green is in first place, so green is going first. Since he's in third gear, he can play 3 cards, and the 3 cards he has is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so he can move a total of 7 spaces. Green has moved his 7 spaces. As we go down the list, he is not in last place. He can boost, but he doesn't want to. No, he's not in last place, so he doesn't get adrenaline. He can boost, he's not going to. He can slipstream, and he did go around the corner. What is the corner speed? The corner speed is 7, and he played 7, so he is safe. So he is going to junk those cards and draw up to 7 again. Okay, now it is red's turn because they are in second place. They are in second gear, and their speed is 5, 6, 7. They're at 7. Are they in last right now? No, they are not, so they do not get an adrenaline boost. Now, can they boost or cool down or use more heat? They actually are, since they're in second gear, they can use a cooldown, and they do have a heat card in their hand, which they can put back on top of their heat deck, which is really good. Next, slipstream. They can slipstream as well, so that would move them 1, 2 in front of green. So they will be going first next round, depending on what the gray card does. Alright, so now it is finally gray's turn, and they had a shift of 2, so they're moving 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I am in last place, so I can use adrenaline to boost 1. But I think we're gonna boost using heat, and we're gonna flip over another card. Now when you boost, you flip over cards until you get one with this symbol in the corner. So I'm hoping to get one for 2 or one for 3. If we just get 1, well, actually, you know what? I am going to use adrenaline because I do get a cooldown. No, you know what? I don't, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use adrenaline. I'm going to use step 5. I do get to cool down one of the heat. I get to cool down the heat that's in my hand. And now I get to use a boost, which generates 1 heat, and let's see what we got. Doesn't count. 3. So we're moving an extra 3. Now this does count towards your total speed going around that corner, which is only a 7. 1, 2, 3. Now I can slipstream. So it moves me 2 up, and all of a sudden the gray card now is in first place. However, now we need to mitigate heat for going too fast around the corner. Speed was a 7 over here. I don't think you can see off camera, but this corner right here is a 7. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means I need to pay 3 heat. I have to move 3 heat from my heat pile into my discard pile. Not the greatest. I took a chance. He is in first place right now, but at the cost of 3 heat. So that's it. This keeps up until you go around the track 2 whole times. It gets very exciting. The games get very, very tight. And it's just super fun. So let's head back to the office and we'll talk about it. Okay, so that was Heat Pedal to the Metal by Days of Wonder Games. I really love this game. I like the way you play it. It feels... it's tense. Like you really want to figure out the best way to get your car around the track while beating your opponents and being careful of all the corners so you don't have to spend too much heat and burn out. I really enjoyed this game. So it's going to be in my collection for a while. One thing that I don't really like is that one of my shifter pawns was broken, and Days of Wonder, their distribution in North America is Asmodee Games, who are the absolute worst when it comes to customer service. They don't replace anything. They tell you to bring it back to where you bought it from, and they'll give you a refund, or they'll give you a new copy of the game. Well, Heat's extremely hard to find right now. It's sold out everywhere. I'm not bringing it back. I kind of glued it. I will 3D print other tokens if I need to, but if I would have realized that that's who made the game before I bought it, I probably would have thought twice about buying it because their customer service practices are absolute garbage. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to click on subscribe, ring the notification bell. You get notified anytime I upload a new video. Any questions or comments, feel free to post them below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.